What makes a killer Indian wedding, because as I was saying, I've never been to a wedding, even my own wedding, where people were like, wow, those luggage tags are amazing. Or my goodness, they had a fireworks that came out like Mickey Mouse or something. Like, all that is great. And good food is appreciated. A really nice hotel is appreciated. But, I was learning throughout our wedding that just saying hi to people for 5 minutes, more than a selfie and thanks for coming, is important. So in your opinion, having done hundreds of weddings or been in the industry, what actually stands out to you more than the song and dance and the flashiness? Or maybe that is what makes a good wedding. I'm just very curious, what makes a standout, memorable, truly unique Indian wedding?
Um, I think personalization, and when you customize things and make your guests feel special, like I would say quality over quantity, but also that's just how the trend is moving these days. A lot of families so when I say a small wedding, doesn't mean it's cheap.
Of course not.
Like a smaller wedding, like that's number, and then you can customize. Like sky's the limit.
Yeah, like I know Deepika had like 80 people at her wedding, tops, in
Right, yeah.
Italy. Yeah.
Right.
But we're not talking about Italy. But yeah.
Yeah, but like, I mean, you can, if you want to have a wedding right here in Bangalore, you can still like customize it to, I don't know, to the T. Pretty much you
Yeah.
can customize every single thing for your guest.
So when you say customization, do you mean like a handwritten note when they get to
Yes,
the hotel,
like
or like a T-shirt with team this, that, or like
Yeah,
what do
like, I mean, there are like calligraphy artists who sit and like personalize each note that's going to each guest.
Yeah.
And with placards and like sit down dinners and like a 5-course dinner. And, sky is the limit pretty much.
Yeah.
And then you see a lot of times is smaller in terms of numbers. I've noticed the trend that the bride and groom and the families have a lot more fun.
I see.
Because it's relaxed, it's chill. They're all spending a lot more time with each other. It's
Okay. Now, for those people who that's not practical, what makes a 300 to 400 person wedding memorable and unique? The $1 million question, literally, the $1 million question. Like,
I think
is it the same thing?
you ensure that the food is fantastic.
Yeah.
Ensure that your decor has also you have some engagement zones in your
What does that mean? Like a photo booth or something?
no, like a photo booth maybe, but also like your seating, etc., in a way that you're creating clusters as opposed to just having like a amphitheater style seating.
Yeah.
Like ensure that the seating is in like almost like a living room kind of a setting. Like create areas where people are like more lounge seating,
I
etc.
see, yeah.
So they also feel like, hey, we're sitting, we're chilling. They're experiencing the whole thing.
I agree.
As opposed to just walking in, going, wishing the groom and bride and groom and walking out. Because we are doing a wedding that's coming up, which is like about 2,000 people.
Oh, Lord. Okay.
Yeah. So, we are going that extra mile to ensure that everybody feels special by
Yeah.
creating these pockets of, seating areas.
Sure.
And creating different levels and just these levels of interest in terms of decor. I think, that's one way to make them feel special.
Such a good piece of advice, because I remember seeing like a lot of weddings where they treat the ballroom as like a corporate event or
Right.
as like a formal Thanksgiving dinner.
Right.
And when you have your friends and family from around the world, like I was at one wedding where basically they didn't have a seating chart. So they were like, we're just letting people sit where they want, or we're assigning seats, because it was still a prefixed menu,
Right.
not a buffet. But
Okay.
since they had it all screwed up, they were like, well, we'll just let people mingle and get to know one another. And I was like, that's a horrible idea, because people are just going to be so awkward. And if my cousin is over there and I haven't seen him in 2 years, I'm naturally going to want to be in that community with my side of the wedding
Right.
family, or my college friends here, high school batchmates here. And I realized the importance of that because then everybody was lively in their own pockets, which created a whole nice atmosphere for the whole event.
Yes, definitely.
As opposed to this long sort of Game of Thrones 80-person long table where I got to shout to my own mother across the table. And how is that familial and fun and warm? It just felt so like, well, I'm just eating now. Okay.
Yeah,
like whatever,
yeah.
you know?